to 93. I had been teaching for a couple of years, and although I had really enjoyed using my big SLR, call it big, it was actually a ME Super Pentax, which I really enjoyed. I wanted a sort of compact camera for holidays, vacations, and I remember not having all that much money, so I wanted a cheap camera, and I bought a Praktica. And I was a bit disappointed with it because, to be honest, it was a bit noisy and it always felt like the battery was going flat. And some years later, I found I had another Praktica. I think this one is a little bit later. A slightly strange thing about this camera is it's called a Praktica SK 750. And there's hardly anything about it on the internet. There's no wiki page. It says on the bottom Pentagon, which was the well-known Eastern European part of Zeiss when it split after the war, but this is after unification, and all it says is Pentagon, Pentagon, Germany. I wondered if it might have been made somewhere else, because it reminded me very much of some of the wide-angle cheaper cameras I had tried out last summer. There's no indication what the lens actually is. We know it's autofocusing because it tells us, and we've got these two windows up here. We've got a very nice bright viewfinder, so viewing through this camera is excellent. A piece of luxury at the back. We have got a green LED to tell us when it's safe to take the photograph. That means the battery's charged up and will flash, or there's another light. On the top we have a counter, and we have the shutter button. And that is literally it on this camera. You could call it a minimalist camera. It's quite a good size. It's relatively ergonomic. It has no frills. It has got a lens covering, and that switches the camera on and off, and the shutter seems to work. You can tell how noisy it is. Oh, nice feature is battery rise. It takes 2 AA batteries, so nice easy batteries to get hold of. I literally can't find anything else to say about this camera. I wasn't expecting much from it at all. Took it out at the weekend, put in a 100 ISO black and white film. What happened? How did I get on? Let's find out.
The first shot I did was just outside the front door actually, and I was really pleased with how sharp the actual image is. Remember, this is an autofocusing camera, and that is absolutely fine. I'm pretty sure it's a 32mm lens, although as I said before, there's nothing in the camera to indicate what actual lens it is. Now, these of a crane just down the road where they're building some flats, again, really sharp, and there's a little bit of finessing in the edge, but actually it's not too bad. On the previous Praktica I had years ago, I had quite severe finessing. This was taken on a really nice afternoon, about an hour before the sun goes down, so typical golden hour, lots of good shadows. I love the time of day when it's like this, and you can see lots of interesting shapes, and it makes buildings and nature just sort of shine well. I was really surprised. This camera proved to be very sharp, and I found I was getting far more successful images than I was when I used the Pentax last weekend. I think the Pentax lens on the long throw really let it down, where this obviously is a fixed focal length, and the exposure system absolutely seems fine, and I was really pleased with the result I was getting. It wasn't a camera I really knew anything about, and it was a camera that I just thought, oh, let's put in the film and see how we get on with it. Just proves that sometimes a really cheap camera, can't even remember what I paid for it or even when I found this camera, but I was really pleased with the results. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.